For this week's module, we were asked to address the topic of safety in schools, and we have chosen to focus on cyber safety. For this module, it is important to realise that cyber encompasses all internet-based activity. This module aims to look at the risks of unsafe internet use, but also the benefits of safe internet practices. Throughout the video, you will be asked to pause and access a variety of online resources where we have included information as well as exploring online tools. For example, click on the image to view my Glogster presentation about the way internet use can negatively affect your health.
I'm here to look at cyberbullying. So what is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying actually comes in many different forms, and people need to be aware of the different types of things that it can do to people. There are two direct types of cyberbullying. There's what's known as a direct attack, and then there's what's known as a proxy attack, where you get other people to do your dirty work. If you'd like to look at more information about these, go to the links. Now, please go to this link so you can help us make a mind mapping tool of what we know about cyberbullying. So here are some more signs about what cyberbullying can look like. Now, what to do if you are cyberbullied? The first thing to do is stop. Take 5 minutes and calm down. Once you've done that, block the cyberbully or at least limit the communications. And finally, tell someone. Tell a trusted adult. You don't have to face this alone. Now, watch a quick movie that will help you do an activity with your primary school kids. Firstly, trace your hand out on the piece of paper and then cut your hand out so that you just have your hand. With a pen or marker, write down 5 people that you believe that you can trust and that you can talk to about issues of cyberbullying. It could be a family or friend, could be grandparents or adult relatives, or even people like coaches or scout leaders. Anyone that you find you can trust. Then put it in somewhere that you can visibly see it and you can look at it regularly so that you can keep reminding yourself who you can trust and talk to.
One of the main problem areas for cyberbullying is in social media. Primary schools face a tough dilemma in relation to social media policy. On the one hand, sites like Facebook and Instagram require people to be 13 years or older to sign up. Therefore, if schools educate directly about specific websites, they could be perceived to be condoning their use and potentially leave themselves open to litigation. On the other hand, if they simply forbid the use of social media with the intention of absolving themselves of all responsibility, they leave students wide open to the potentially huge risks of using it unsupervised. Given that students will likely access social media regardless of school policy, we suggest that it is better to educate students about the related risks rather than simply forbidding its use. However, information should be specifically tailored so as not to leave the school or teachers open to potential litigation. Communication with parents is vital. We suggest that the school have a parent-only information session where parents are educated on how to access privacy settings of social networking websites. Click on the links on the right of this video for the privacy settings of the respective websites. We also recommend that schools and students sign up to a website like Scoodle, where students are introduced to the idea of social networking in a controlled environment. The concept of a digital footprint is something that students also need to be aware of. It's worthwhile educating them about how their interactions online can leave a digital footprint which can potentially exist forever. Students should be advised to think about what sort of information they post online, remembering not to share usernames and passwords with anyone, and not posting information they wouldn't want to tell anyone in person. An exercise that may assist students with the concept of their digital footprint is by having them Google their own name and reminding them to do this frequently. Any information that they find is freely accessible to anyone in the world, and undertaking this task will assist with their decision making when posting private information online and may prevent unwanted attention such as cyberbullying in future.
In class, we looked at some of the difficult questions students may have for teachers, and today we're going to look at that from a slightly different angle. Not all students feel that they can comfortably approach someone like a teacher to ask a question and may find a sense of security and privacy in taking their queries and curiosities online. The internet has some excellent sources of information, and when used correctly, students can find helpful answers to their questions. Incorrect use, however, can lead to issues such as unsafe decision making, misinformation, or even too much or inappropriate information. I'm going to be talking a bit about helping students discern between reliable and unreliable sources of information on the internet. I'd like you to pause the video now and open the 2 links shown here. As you look at the sites, think about what a student might be thinking or feeling as they read the information. We're using a Venn diagram to highlight the similarities and differences in both sites. I've also found this a useful activity to do with students where they contribute ideas to each portion of the diagram. As you can see, there are similarities in both pages. Both relate to the same topic, in this case sexuality. Both present some sort of information, and both give advice. If we look at the Yahoo Answers page, we can see that multiple conflicting views are present, one of them quite possibly damaging to a child if they were to take it seriously. The author is unknown, and in this case, the text is badly written. On the other hand, the Kids Helpline site presents a consistent message that is more comprehensive, comes from a well-known, reputable source. It also offers kids several avenues of follow-up information. These points of difference may seem obvious to us, but a lot of the time students end up on a Yahoo Answers page because it appears at the top of Google search results, or because the question closely matches their search query. I've made a good information checklist for students that prompts them to evaluate the information from websites and also includes some good Google alternatives that only search websites that have been marked as reputable by teachers and librarians. You can download that using the link below the video.
Although the internet comes with many risks, we truly believe that when utilised properly, there are infinite possibilities, including ways to benefit your health. Click on the image to see some of those benefits.